Anyway, I'd like to talk to you something about English. So, how many of you are enjoying this class?
Me, sir.
Yeah, great.
Are we
And
supposed to raise hands?
it's your great surprise, right? So today I'm going to talk about the etiquette. How many of you have heard about the etiquette?
The custom polite behavior in society.
That's fine. Yeah. We're talking about the social manners, codes and conducts. Wherever we go, we need to follow certain codes and conducts, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So we have to talk about this today. Etiquettes. This is also called the manners and behaviors. Do you think we find the same behaviors of human beings in the different globe of the earth? It's not same, right? It differs country to country. It differs even region to region. It differs place to place. It is made under the certain practices of the human beings. What do you think? Is etiquette just come to us or it is the part of the practice? What do you think? Anybody could tell?
A part of practice. It depends upon how the one is nurtured upon their own, among their
Yeah.
own.
So in our book, when we go through English book, we need to know this thing. The first unit, if you have seen your textbook, I have to tell you, but I'm talking through the curriculum here. I have a curriculum. I do not have the textbook here, but I will give you the ideas about that book, right? So if you go through the book, in that book, the first unit, you are told that giving, withholding and reporting the permission. The first unit is that. Is it? Have you seen the book or not?
No, sir.
No. Okay.
No,
So
sir.
it's okay. Anyway, don't bother about that. I'm talking about the etiquettes, the manners, right? So we the first unit is I'm just giving you unit 1, right? Unit 1, first unit talks about giving, withholding and reporting permission. See the things. So giving, withholding and reporting the permissions. Just let me make you clear here. Giving permission means allow somebody else to do something else, right? Withholding means not to allow or someone we just ask not to do or reject, refuse. That means withhold, not to let anybody do anything else without our permission. So reporting means when that permission is granted, when the permission is given to somebody else, and that is reported, that is retold by third person, that is called reported. So how it has been connected with the topic etiquette. So there are certain cultures where we are not allowed to do the things what we really wish for, what we really want to do, because we have to abide, we have to follow the rules, right? We have to follow the practices of that certain country. For example, I would like to give you one beautiful example, right? Do you know how do the people greet in Spain? Greetings. How do the Spanish people greet?
Hola, buenos días.
Yeah, actually, Spanish people, they kiss on both cheek to greet each other. When they kiss, they start with right cheek and end at left cheek. But the same thing is done in Italy, right? They kiss. Italians also kiss, but they begin with left to right and they begin with right to left. This is one of the impractical greetings to Nepalese culture, isn't it? And can we imagine same culture with the Muslim people? What do you think?
No, sir.
It's not imagined, right? It's
Yes, sir.
it's quite impossible. It's quite impossible. So how do the people greet in other countries? For example, if we see Thai people or Japanese people, how do they greet? Do you know?
They bow to each other.
Very good. The Thai people and Japanese and Thai, okay? Japanese, Thai, what do? They bow. right? They bow down their head, right? And then especially how the Russian people greet each other. This is a greeting etiquette. I'm just talking about the greeting etiquette. There are different kinds of etiquettes. We would discuss about those things also. What do you think about the Russians? Does anyone have idea? Look, Russians have a firm handshake, tightly, okay? They hold both hands like this, firm handshake. So if we go to New Zealand, very wonderful greetings. Do you know how the people greet in New Zealand? In whole class, I will share you with photo also. I have planned for that. New Zealand, how the people greet? Do you have any guess? They touch each other's nose, nose to nose. This is how the people greet in New Zealand. In New Zealand, they greet touching. New Zealand, they touch noses. Okay. So this is very simple about greetings. And there are other parts also. If we see other parts, and let's talk about next time. What about the clothing? Do you think the people wear the same type of clothes across the world, or is it different? It's different. It's quite different. Even in our country, we see that according to the geographical regions, according to their culture, traditions, we wear the different types of clothes, right? So when we talk about different people from the different countries and different places, they do have also the varieties of rules, varieties of norms, varieties of behaviors, varieties of practices, even on dress codes. They have the different dress code. We don't find Muslim women, they are not wearing the clothes as Europeans, as Americans, as Chinese, right? So if we see Muslim women, their dress code is very different. Indian women, if they are non-Muslim, then they are different, right? Clothes are also determined by the rules, by the social etiquette. We have to follow that. And what does it mean? It indirectly means we are not allowed to wear what we want. We are not allowed to greet the way we like, right? We are not allowed to eat the way we like. So there are eating norms also. There are food habits. And sometimes, just for example, I'd like to give you one example. How we people do. If we are in a restaurant or in a public place, we clear our throat. We clear our throat and spit wherever we like. Thank COVID-19, yeah? COVID-19 had restricted us to throw our spit here and there randomly, isn't it? And even if while sneezing or while coughing, we have to cover our mouth. COVID-19 had taught us. Otherwise, we people have been doing that randomly. Whatever comes, whatever handy, whatever we like, we do that. And that means these all are withholding, and there are certain practices that are giving the permissions also, right? So, and all these things in clothing, if we see regarding the clothing, we could find. And what is the typical thing? I would give you example of Muslim woman. You can just see Buddhist also, Buddhist people, Buddhist, right? Or you could see the clothing of South Indian people. You have seen the typical dress, right? And if we go to our Tarai region, we could see different kinds of people, right? Hindu, Nepali woman. But this time, my dear children, the costume has been changed. It has been replaced by pant, t-shirt, and different things. But especially for the Hindu Nepalese woman, the costume is different, right? And then there are certain parts when we do, just if we see, if we go to Japan, and in Japanese people, what they do is they need to take off their shoes before entering to the room, and they have to keep the shoes facing to the door through which they enter. They have to place that. That is their conduct. that is their manner, that is their norms, that's their belief. See the thing. This is about the clothings. And what about food? And just you could see food and drinks. You people also, I don't know how many of you are using a spoon, fork, right? Cutlery while eating. Some people use their hands, right? Some people use the chopsticks, isn't it? Do you know how do the Chinese eat? What do they eat with? Anyone plates?
Chopsticks.
Chopsticks. That's fine. And what do you think about the Europeans?
Fork, sir.
Fork,
Fork
yeah,
and
fork,
spoon. Yeah.
yeah, fork
Fork
and spoon.
and knife.
Yeah,
Fork and knife.
yeah. Knives also. They need to cut.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
it? So food
Yes,
habit
sir.
is different. So what we do, we use our hands. Let's not talk about the party. Let's not talk about the any party. Whenever we attend the party, then we use the spoon there, fork, knife, everything we use there, right? But normally, what we do, we use our hands. This is the eating habit. And mostly, what we do during the meal time, we don't discuss or we discuss. In our culture, in our tradition, we discuss. We make the discussions. We have a chatting. We have talkings. But the very wonderful thing is that the people, when they are, mostly we discuss about our business, right? Business means our work. Yeah, business is not term specially for that trade, commerce, simply selling and buying. That is not only called the business, right? Business simply, the general meaning of business means the work, the profession related to me, related to you, right? Suppose you are sitting in a dining hall with your parents, and what comes there when you are having your lunch, when you are having your dinner, and what comes there? There comes, you secured that much mark, this is your grade, this is your what, and this is our what, isn't it? It comes, that means while eating also we talk, isn't it? While eating also we talk. But the people in Spain, right, they really do not talk while eating, right? And one thing very important is, very interesting is Japanese people, when they complete their work, right? When they complete their work, they go to restaurant. And if they invite their friend, the friend can't deny. Friend has to accompany with that person or with that group. Means they have to attend the whole group. Means they have to go there and they enjoy. So this is how eating, especially what the people in Mexico and Japan, right? Mexico, Japan, they do not talk. They do not talk while eating the lunch. Whereas British talk while taking the breakfast. Certain countries, it is not good to talk about any business during the meal time. This is the culture. Whereas certain countries, they do have the talk. They do have the discussion. Whatever the parts we think here, these are all related to giving permissions or withholding permissions, right? Or reporting the permissions. And how these things are connected to these structures. Let's go, right? When you find, let me give you example first, right? If I say, right, I'm talking first giving permission, how it is made. If you may ask, can I speak when the class is going on? if you get, right, the answer, if you get the answer, just I'm afraid not. This is withholding the permission. Permission is not granted here. This is permission withheld. So if we write instead of this, if we say simply, yes, go ahead. This is permission, giving permission. Very simply, I'd like to clarify you. In this unit, the students are supposed to learn these three things only. Anyhow, we have to get the idea of structure of these three sentences, and we have to go with the same thing. And then we have to yes, go ahead, means positive. Of course, not only yes, we make it of course, other parts also. I love it. Simply if we say I love it, this also helps. And the second part, so let's say I'll give you withholding permission. When we say same thing, right? Let's use the same sentence here. Can I speak when the class is going on? Then I have already given you the idea, right? Withholding. So we have to write I'm afraid not. This is withholding the permission. This does not let you do something. Really does not entertain. And we can negate in another way also. Sorry. Simply we use the word sorry. That means somebody is not allowed to do something else according to her or his wish. The person is not permitted to do that. The permission is not granted. Of course not. We simply say, I'm afraid not instead of this. Of course not. I don't entertain. Suppose one thing I would like to give you, one example. This is summer season. Somebody is in your room. Somebody is in your room, has taken off the shoes and placed outside. He is inside with his socks. He had not washed the socks for 3 days. And the person asks permission. Can I get in without taking off my socks? Then what would be there? Will you give permission or will you withhold the permission? What do you do? Imagine. At that time, you need this structure. At that time, this structure helps you. So how? This is the way to withhold people in a polite way. Yes, we have already talked there. Etiquette. We should not or we must not directly negate anybody else. If we do that, it will hurt them. We have to be polite, more polite, right? And we have to request them very politely. Just for example, one more example I'll give you of that reporting permission. Reporting permission is simply related to narration. Though I could make a structure, same structure I could use, but I don't use same structure here. I will use same sentence, but not the same structure. Look, the sentence is, you can speak when the class is going on. You can speak when the class is going on. Could you tell me which category does this sentence fall? There are 3 categories, right? Don't tell reporting permission. This is, I'm going to report this, right? But you have to tell giving permission and withholding permission. Mr. Anune, could you visible this? Could you visualize this or not?
Yes, sir, I can.
Please tell me, you can speak when the class is going on. There are 2 more structures, giving permission and withholding permission. Which one category does this sentence fall?
So withholding.
Sorry, is it giving permission or withholding permission?
It is giving permission. You can speak.
It's exactly giving permission. If I have used here, you can't, then it will be withholding permission, right? This is also one more structure of making giving permission. If you have any queries, please, any of you, regarding up to now, do you have any idea or any confusion? You have to add any ideas you can add. If you have any confusion, please be free to tell me, be free to share with me.
I had that confusion in that giving permission, withholding, and reporting permission.
Yes, giving permission means when you allow somebody else doing something else, right? Using those certain structures. You can use modal auxiliary verbs there to give permission to allow somebody else to work. For example, as I have given, just I gave you permission to ask your confusions, right? That is giving permission. Giving permission means
Yeah.
letting somebody do the things. And then withholding permission means don't let anybody to work, right? Stop somebody doing, prevent somebody doing the things. That is withholding permission. Is that clear, Sri Sai?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, I got
Okay.
that.
Okay, my dear children, I'm very much excited to get with you people here. So thank you very much. You attended the session and will be meeting in coming sessions. Thank you very much. Have a good day and go on working with this. So simply practice working like that at home. Thank you very much.